friends, it's Kim back from Making Creative Memories in Time. And on my last video, you saw me create this super cute, fun border. So what I'm doing now is actually putting the page, building the page, using this border and this title. And I'll be using these two photos. I need to trim this one down just a little, and I will be using our brand new personal trimmer. So let's go. I want to do 2 3/4. I think I can take a little off on this side. 2 3/4 because I like a nice white matte, and then this one is going to be 3 3/4. Just want to make sure I wasn't going to get any Marley Grace there. So let me talk to you a minute about this awesome new personal trimmer. So it's got this awesome new 6.5 inch bed. There is an extended ruler that goes out to 10.5 inches. And then we come down to 8 inches here. And there's this fabulous swing arm. And there are these places where your scissors can tuck right in here. And then if you have our old blue scissors, or the new purple, they will tuck in here. Okay, I love all of these features on this paper trimmer, and it stacks upside down on your 12-inch paper trimmer. Awesome. This will be linked below. You do not want to miss this. Trust me, trust me, trust me. So, next up, I am trimming this cute pic of my hubby. So, we're going to flip this one around and do 2 3/4. And then let's trim off the bottom. And this is going to be 3 3/4. Love this. I'm going to pull in my photo mats. I love a white mat. I don't know what it is about a white mat, but I love a white photo mat. Just love it. I think it just really, no matter what the base page is, no matter what your design or pattern paper is, for me, a white mat just really gives your photo a separation. I just love it. So now we are going to go back to our page. I am not going to adhere this down just yet. Well, I said that because we're going to look at where these other papers are going to go. So these pictures were taken of Ben Marley and myself last fall. And we are on this beautiful, crisp autumn day, just having a good time. I am using Autumn Cottage collection. And I don't think I'm going to pull one of the borders for this because I made a border. But I am going to pull one of the vellums. So this is the vellum paper collection. And so it comes in this, like you get this Island Breeze color. And it's so pretty. Then there is this beautiful, just like avocado green. And there is a tangerine color. Or I guess this is more canary than tangerine. This one would be more tangerine. It's kind of a peach color. And then there is a red color. Very pretty. And the red will work nicely, pulling out the red in these leaves and pulling out the red here. Plus there's a little bit of that red in her bow. Okay, so I think I'm going to go with red. I think that's the color vellum I'm going to use. I'm going to do some layers as I go through this. Different kinds of layers. And so we are going to start there with vellum. And I think what I'm going to do is, let's just think. And I think I'm going to have a little bit of a torn edge down here. So I think I'm going to crop about right here. Not even measuring. Just kind of eyeballing where I think that's going to go. And I think I'm going to have, like I said, a little bit of a torn edge down here. So now I can sort of cut right here. You're getting a bird's eye view of how Kim Sparks designs on the fly, because this is truly how Kim Sparks designs on the fly. Okay, so now we're going to do some more layers. I want this vellum as my backdrop, and we're going to put in some more layers. I feel like I want some of these leaves, and we're going to decide if we want that torn. We may not want that torn. And when I say we, I mean me. I may not want it torn. Right? So let's look at, I'm going to do some measuring down here, friends. So if I let that be a quarter, so that would need to be like a 7, 4.5, a 7. So first of all, let's do our 4.5. And see, that's going to be busy. So let's just make this. Let's just do it like this, because this is going to be busy. This is going to be busy. So let's just drop that. See now how my photos get lost in that. So now we're going to want to pull in a solid color just so that doesn't get lost, okay? And I think what I'm going to do here is we're going to matte with this green. I think this will be a super smart choice to matte with the green. Anytime you're working with busy papers, busy patterns, if you have that white matte or a light neutral behind your photo, and then you go to a solid and let that solid work with your pattern, your photos are going to pop out. I could have pulled in this canary yellow just as easily as the green, but I really feel like the green is going to help pop this up beautifully. So again, you're getting bird's eye view into my brain when there's not really a thought process put into it beforehand. I am liking that though, friends. I am liking that very well. I think I'm going to let all of these papers just kind of come cascading out of there. And I think that's all I'm going to do as far as the paper is concerned, okay? So now let's take a quick look at something I want to look at. We're not going to do the borders. I want to look at my pocket cards and see what I have in here that I might can fussy cut. I love fall most of all. I do kind of feel like I have a title here. I'm just looking at things that I can fussy cut. That would be super cute to put some journaling down here. So I'm going to pull that one out. Ooh, isn't that cute? I like that. That sort of goes with this little theme from my gourds. I think I like the smaller one better. Then I could also use that for my journaling, possibly. Fall Day Details. Ooh, I like that. Let's fussy cut that. Ooh, pumpkins, leaves, and crisp bear, please. Oh, I need to order another set of those because I really like that. Sweater weather is better together. Ooh, I don't want to mess that one up because I can totally grateful for Fall Day Details. Let's do the gold Fall Day Details. See, these cards are just so, if you've not thought about the matte cards before, there are just so many wonderful things that you can do with the matte cards, friends. So let's fussy cut this. And so I am going to get close, but leave a little bit of that plaid. And by leaving just a little bit of that plaid when I fussy cut, I don't have to worry about being so precise because that little bit of that plaid is going to disguise any imperfection. I do want that one to get a little smidge closer. Okay, I am liking that. Fall Day Details. Okay, I can pop that up there. We are going to fussy cut. Oh, here were those rings. When I did that video, I had these rings that were left. And I feel like I do want to use these rings because they were left over when I created these circles down here. So let's just tuck this one in here. And let's let this one sort of overlap like that. And then I have a little bit of this wood left. And so what we'll do is play on that circle theme, but we're also carrying that wood grid over. Oh, friends, I love it. Yes, I do. I love it. And then we can do the same thing with this star. And we will overlap. And this will go there. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Hang on one second. let's let it go like this. There is a fruit fly. Ooh, I'm loving that little cluster up there, friends. Don't ask me where that fruit fly has come from. Which I do have some fresh apples. We're going to fussy cut this out. And right now we are just going to get rid of the big part of the card. And then we'll come back and go in between. Gonna get just a smidge bit quiet while I'm fussy cutting. I typically do that. And what I love about this little artwork here, this looks like it is done with watercolor pencils or watercolor crayons. And it is so pretty. I love me some pretty cards, matte cards to fussy cut. Love these gourds. I really like how this is playing well with the border that I created. Ooh, I love that. So here is going to be my little visual triangle. I love it. Love, love, love it. And I actually have more of those little gourds that I cut, but I'm not going to use any more of them. So I am ready to stick this down. Let's look at how we're going to put this together. I'm really liking all of these pieces together. I think I'm going to... Let's start with attaching this, but we're only going to put adhesive on this one side. I think is where I want to start. I'm going to leave this side basically no adhesive so that we can tuck. Line that up. I probably need to go into, ooh, pretty straight. Pretty straight. Okay, and since I'm using vellum, I'm only going to put adhesive in the very center because I know for a fact that's going to be covered, right? I know for a fact that will be covered. And here, I just want to, that looks pretty straight. And let's go ahead and adhere this piece. And here I'm just eyeballing all the way around. And we're going to let this piece just butt up against. And I'm leaving all the edges open so that I can tuck pieces in behind. I am really liking this piece. So let's use my pencil. I'm just going to make a mark, and I'm going to cut just a little beyond that mark. Oh my gosh, that mark was so good. I can't, it's camouflage. I can't even see where my mark was with that pencil mark. It wasn't. Let's try this again. Let's make a larger pencil mark. So I'm going to go just a little. I'm still not seeing that pencil mark. Is that it? Yes, I think that's it. And then we will be able possibly to do this here. We're going to play around with this. Ooh, yes. I like that there. Okay, same way with this. We are going to, let's go ahead and attach this. And I did move this around so that you could see the center of the tree, the trunk of the tree. This is giving me a visual triangle, and it's also giving me 3 points of circle to offset all of these angles to give a little more balance. Tweezers. So I would love to know, guys, I'm really curious, would you prefer videos that are sped up and voiceover, or do you like hearing this thought process around how I design and why I make choices that I make when it comes to design element? I'm really curious to hear. Leave a comment and let me know that, if you will. Gonna pull out the Bearly Arts here. Prime this little guy so I know that glue is going to flow pretty freely. Because I don't craft daily, scrapbook daily, sometimes this glue does not free flow. And now I'm pulling in that mustard color in my repetitive. It's all about repetition, right? It's about repetition of color. It's about repetition of pattern. I think that's gonna, yep, that is going to hide that just perfectly. Okay, and then let's look at, I wanted to add just to pull in that wood, and then I'll need to do the same thing down here, just to pull in that wood. And then we'll put another couple little gourds right there. And we'll find another piece of that circular wood. If nothing else, we can cut some more circular wood grain. And I think let's put this up on some foam tape. Like sometimes when I design, I really am not sure where I'm going with a project. It just sort of happens organically. And I really like that about just sitting down and feeling inspired by paper, feeling inspired by pattern and texture in your paper, and feeling inspired by your photos. And let's just make sure I'm going to be okay with that. Okay, now I need just pull this in, and I'm going to pull my circle back out, and I'm going to pull the red, because all I need is a piece to go in here. So I'm going to pull my red. And I just cut a piece of that. Didn't get all the way through, but that's okay. We can make it work. And we are going to, just so we have those elements along the way, I'm going to take this under. So we have that repeated pattern, and we have the repetition of the color. Now what I want to do is, I kind of thought about using some of those gourds that I punched, but I think to make it match, I'm going to pull in this sheet of paper, and I'm just going to trim a couple of these smaller pumpkins just to finish that off right there. Okay, so definitely we are going to, now this does not bother me. If you're somebody who does not like to cut into your pattern paper like this, then don't. This does not bother me at all to cut into pattern paper and steal little pieces for embellishments. If you follow me, you know that doesn't bother me. I love it. Love it. And here we're going to wiggle our scissors around just a little. Wiggle the paper, not the scissors. And that will help with that little bit right there at the bottom. And then let's do like one, let's do these right here. And we're going to make that a little bit smaller. And then again, I'm just going to wiggle that paper back and forth. And that sort of helps with that little rounding part of the pumpkin at the bottom. And then we're just going to turn our paper as we fussy cut. I always get quiet when I fussy cut. It's like I have to concentrate. Okay, so, and let's add this on foam tape. We're almost finished, friends. Almost. The only thing we have left to do is a little bit. Now, I'm only putting my foam at the top of this pumpkin. No, my foam needs to go at the bottom because it's going to overlay at the top. Is that right? Yes, my foam needs to go at the bottom of the pumpkin. Because it's going to lay against this pumpkin. And if I put foam at the top, it's going to sort of stand up more than I wanted it to. That sort of hides that rough edge right there. I almost, well, no, I want it to stay square. I started to say I almost don't want it to be square, but I do want it to be square. Okay, the only thing I need to do now, friends, is add some bling. And this is leftover cake day from Close to My Heart. And this gold and green really matches pretty. I really like that gold and green. I almost feel like I might even need... Oh, these are... I do not want to add hearts. I was going to say kind of go with a little bit of a scarlet orange. So let me pull... Let's start with our green. I want green down here. Visual triangle. And then up here, I am going to do some gold. Do I want that there? I do want a little bit of gold scattered about here. And then let's do one up here. And the reason I'm choosing the gold is it will show up on this. And I'm putting the gold more in the brown because it's not going to show up on that tangerine. Okay, so there's all that. And then over here, I'm going to mix in a little bit of green and gold. So here, let's use... green, and then down here, let's do the gold. Ooh, how pretty. I love it, love it, love it. So we had 2 areas of green, and then the rest was gold. So this is my page using that border that I created. And all of these circular cut pieces. And then my journaling, I probably will draw lines and journal right in here, telling the story of the fall day details. I love it. So what do you think? Leave me a comment and let me know. And let's definitely take a close-up look at some of these details. I feel like those little enamel dots really finished that off just beautifully. Don't you think? Just beautifully. I love it. Autumn Cottage. So the bundle is sold out. That comes with the punch. But you can still get the decorative bundle, which comes with the paper, the stickers, and the variety mat stack. Details will be listed down below. Thanks and happy scrapping.